Who am I and what is Kong? Let's start from the beginning and give you guys a little background story. So growing up, I always had a passion for cars, just like anyone else in the racing scene, the car enthusiasts. I've always had street cars, daily cars, never really had a race car. So we picked up a Malibu out of South Carolina, and that was my first real race car. With it being my first car that I ever got that deep into racing, I learned, I made a lot of mistakes. Then we got into taking this car apart, and it was just put together poorly. It wasn't safe, so I figured I would get rid of it and start over. So off to New York we went. I found a nice 1978 Malibu. They were in the beginning stages of kind of restoring it. They had new floor pans, new trunk pan. Frame was very well. Wasn't a lot of rot on the car at all. So we picked it up and brought it home. With no time to spare, I jumped right in. I reused a lot of the leftover parts from the previous Malibu. We put a full cage in the car. We tightened up all the chassis. We did a lot of work in about 8 months. I think this whole thing took pretty much from the ground up onto the dyno and back to racing in 8 months. This whole build was out of my realm. I've never done this much extensive work on a car before. Previously, I was a bolt-on guy, bolt-on headers, bolt-on heads, bolt-on intake. I've never actually built a motor or put a cage in a car. So it was a lot of learning. It was a lot of sourcing and talking to a lot of friends and companies and just really figuring it all out and actually doing it. So after 8 long months of putting this car together, it was finally time to bring it up to the tuner and put it on the rollers. That first pull I was extremely nervous. My stomach was in knots, just hoping that I did everything right. And everything worked out great. Bootleg Tune is one of the badass tuners on the East Coast, hands down. So right from the dyno, we headed right over to a buddy's shop and saw what this Well, thanks again for tuning in. I just wanted to put a filler video out there to just show, how we got started and where the new Malibu came from and, what we put into it and, how long it took. And if this is something you're looking to do, you could do it. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take a lot of resourcing and parts and talking to a lot of people. I cut a lot of stuff out of the car that I messed up on, I had to redo. Spent probably more money doing it myself than paying someone, but it's nice to say that I was able to do it myself. We didn't get anything done on the car today, so there's really nothing to show other than an empty engine block and a pile of parts still. I did order everything to put the stock 400 block back together. So we'll put a video out on the assembly process. And that's about it for tonight. Thank you.